I lost myself on a cool, damp night. Gave myself in that misty light. Was hypnotized by strange delight. Under a lilac tree, I made wine from the lilac tree. Put my heart in its recipe. It makes me see what I want to see. Be what I want to be.
One people thems. So this is actually for one of my Patreon members who had actually sent me this request. By the way, if you notice, I've got my Invisaligners in. So if I've got like a little bit of a lisp or my mouth moving a little bit weird, I'm still just trying to get used to them basically. But I really hate having them in. I really hate having them in. But I've been told by my dentist that if I don't keep them in for as long as he's told me to, then the whole purpose of me having them is going to be completely pointless. So I'm like, right, okay, I will do as I'm told. Anyway, so this is a song by Nina Simone. It's from my good patron Di. What up, Miss Diane? Who also, by the way, whilst I'm on the topic, got me these really cool mental health awareness bracelets, because obviously in America it's Mental Health Awareness Month. And if you've been following my channel for a little bit, you'll see that recently there was an instance within my own family where mental health was really an issue and prevalent. So it's definitely something that I imagine for most people across the globe, mental health is something that is of concern and is important. But I definitely wanted to make sure that I'm just doing my little bit to kind of keep that conversation out there, because there are so many people who are going through things that we don't even realise. And I think the one thing that I would definitely say as well is another I can sometimes be guilty of, if I'm trying to be better, for not wanting to put on other people. If I'm struggling with something or I've got things going on, I'm like, oh, it's fine, I don't want to bother anybody, like, oh, I'll just crack on, it's really cool. But that isn't, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's definitely something to say about individual hardiness, but there's lots of people that I'm sure that would want to lend an ear or help if they can. So yeah, it was just another kind of realization and moment to appreciate people's mental health, to help where you can, and to kind of ask for support for those kind of organizations that are local to you and international ones, because mental health really is important, and we do need to break the stigma. Even though I think there are really good steps in that whole area, I think there's still probably work that can be done. So anywho, so this is a song that was actually for your daughter. So I think this request was something that you asked for your daughter, Di. So this is Nina Simone and Lilac Wine. I think this might be the first Nina Simone, like actual Nina, as opposed to anyone covering her songs I've actually had on my channel. So very excited. Okay.
I lost myself on a cool, damp night. Gave myself in that misty light. Was hypnotized by strange delight. Under a lilac tree, I made wine from the lilac tree. Put my heart in its recipe. It makes me see what I want to see. Be what I want to be. When I think more than I want to think, do things I never should do. I drink much more than I ought to drink, because it brings me back you. Lilac wine is sweet and heady, like my love. lilac wine. I feel unsteady, like my love. Listen to me, I cannot see clearly. Isn't that he coming to me? Nearly here. Lilac wine is sweet and heady. Where's my love? Lilac wine, I feel unsteady. Where's my love? Listen to me, why is everything so hazy? Isn't that he, or am I going crazy, dear? Lilac wine, I feel I'm ready for my love. Feel I'm ready for my love.
Wow. Yeah. You know, it's really odd because as much as I know about Nina Simone, or feel as though that I know about Nina Simone, actually listening to her, aside from feeling good, I don't think there's much that I have actually listened to. So this was actually really, I guess, eye-opening, really, just to sit and listen to a song that I've never heard of from her before. Just like her phrasing, like, you know, because I've listened to Nina Simone on Feeling Good, but I probably haven't really delved into much more than that. And just listening to how she controls her voice, between how she kind of, like, again, her phrasing, but also like how she holds her notes and how tender they are. And even the way that she pronounces things, like so I say lilac, and it was like she was saying lilac, you know, which was again really interesting to hear, like, her phraseology of the words that she's singing about. I don't know what purple wine is. I'm gonna Google that in a second, but I'm gonna imagine that this is some kind of like, what do they call it when you make your own wine? Like some kind of moonshiny type of situation where she's making this drink, which, you know, is all heady and takes her to a place where she can basically stop thinking about this person who's not there. And I know that for you, Di, you'd mentioned obviously, you know, in your own circumstances what had occurred for you guys, and I wonder whether this song is kind of renowned for loss and dealing with that and what people do, because I suppose everyone has a level of escapism, right? I know when I lost my sister, I very much had, you know, a level of escapism in different forms, whether that was, you know, playing games or going out with my friends, just trying not to be confronted by the reality of what was actually happening. So I imagine this lilac wine was her way of dealing with that. I don't know whether this was in the sense of like something familial, or if this was like a relationship wise in the person that wasn't there. But it really captured for me, like the whole song captured for me this, I don't know, this very tranquil yet very somber nature, but was quite light, if that makes sense. So even though it was dealing, or I felt it was dealing with something that was like, you know, blatantly, you know, sad and had those emotions brewing, it still felt, even though it was somber, that, and again quite peaceful, that it was quite light. It didn't feel like it was heavy, which I think lends itself quite well to, well, for me at least anyway, like that. Once you're not in the mode of the deepest and the darkest of the devastation of someone that's not here, but you're almost kind of reflecting, like it kind of gave that element of like you're able to kind of just sit within how you're feeling about something. It's almost like the other side of it, which I know there isn't ever really an other side. Like I don't think anyone who has loved someone that's not there anymore ever gets over it, really. But I think your coping mechanism can be stronger than when it initially happened. And I think for me, where this song kind of sits, it's kind of at that part, you know, sitting at your piano, making a song, making a tune, and allowing that kind of emotion to kind of come forth. I really want to find out what the lilac was though. So what is it that she's actually making? Hang on. I thought lilac was just a colour. Is lilac like an actual flower? So this is saying that lilac wine wasn't by Nina Simone. Well, this is Wikipedia. Saying that the song was actually by James Shelton. So I've just typed in lilac wine, and there's someone who does a very unique lilac wine produced with hand-picked white lavender and purple lilac blossoms. Semi-sweet white wine has a velvet citrus taste, hint of lilac fragrance across your tongue with each sip. I got Eartha Kitt sang it as well. Helen Merrill, Judy Hensk, Nina Simone, Elkie Brooks, Jeff Buckley, like loads of people have sung this song. A light, smooth, and sweet wine, easy to drink and has floral notes and the scent of lilacs. Wow, I mean, I know there's some things that I don't know, but I didn't know that lilac was actually not just a colour. I didn't realise it was a whole flower. Like I didn't realise that at all. So that's brand new information. So actually making a wine out of an actual flower. Right, okay. The breakdown of Lilac Wine says that the lyrics form a narrative of heartache at losing a lover and taking solace from wine made from a lilac tree. The song focuses on the blissful oblivion achieved by becoming intoxicated. Its inspiration was a line in the 1925 novel Sorrow in Sunlight by Ronald Furbank, in which the main character, Mammy Mouth, circulates through a party offering a light lilac wine, sweet and heady, which is what obviously Nina sings about in that. I'd be intrigued to kind of hear how other people have interpreted that song then. So originally, this James Shelton who originally wrote it, it'd be interesting to kind of see how that differed with how Nina Simone interpreted that. But for me, like I was talking there about how it feels as though like it's not in the depths of the despair, but I suppose actually, based on the lyrics, you are looking to be intoxicated to oblivion. So actually, and in that regard, you would still be in the throes of all of that despair. It's just interesting because again, it doesn't, the feel of it didn't feel like that for me. But I suppose that feeling of intoxication is probably different for other people, because that, it was so tranquil. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like that feeling of being intoxicated, to me would feel a little bit frantic, a little bit, you know, the energy of that despair. I didn't feel that. but then at the same time as well, it's different for everybody. So yeah, I'm interested to kind of listen to some other versions of that and how people brought that to life from the words and you know the melody they chose, all that kind of stuff. So I'd love to know what you guys thought of this and what did you make of the song. What did you think of Nina Simone's version of this song? Are there other versions that you're more familiar with? It'd be interesting to know if she actually did this live anywhere. You know, I love me some live music. Although their version of this sounded very acoustic to me. Do you know what I mean? Like her and the piano, it sounded very very authentic in that way. But yeah, I'd love to know what your thoughts are. If you did enjoy this, then please do drop me a like and subscribe. That'd be amazing. Thank you so much. And if you do want access to like videos like this before they come to YouTube, some of which never come to YouTube, and then by all means come along to Patreon. It's a great little family that's over there. Some great people, some great commentary and thoughts on different things. It's really awesome to be able to kind of connect with people a bit more, and it's a great way to support the channel as well. So again, if you didn't know, I'm doing this full time now, so any support at all would be really, really helpful. And I've just introduced a new tier, which is just £1. So just £1, just a little old £1. So you want to buy me a coffee anytime, like perfect way to support the channel with that. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next.